Students, in last video we have been discussing about that how fire is extinguished caused by diesel and petrol and electrical equipment. Now next is that why is water not used to extinguish fire caused by electrical equipment and petrol and oil. Water may conduct electricity because water is the conductor of electricity and harm those trying to douse the fire. So water is not used to extinguish fire caused by electrical equipment, and water is also not used to extinguish fire caused by petrol and oil because water sinks below, such as water, if we pour water at the site of fire caused by petrol and oil, so that water sinks below, and so oil and diesel, oil and petrol start burning on the top, oil and petrol. So this is the reason that why we do not use the water to extinguish fire caused by petrol and oil. Next is type of combustion. Here are three types of combustion. First is rapid, spontaneous and explosive. Rapid, when a combustible substance burns at a rapid rate, producing a very large amount of heat and light in a short period of time. It is called rapid combustion, such as LPG. LPG burns at a rapid rate, producing a very large amount of heat and light in a short period of time. Next is spontaneous combustion, when a combustible substance burns on its own without giving it to any ignition temperature. Or burns it oven without the help of any external heat that we provide in the form of ignition temperature, because every combustible substance burns by receiving ignition temperature. But in spontaneous combustion, a combustible substance do not require ignition temperature to be ignited or to be heated. So this is spontaneous combustion. Fire in coal mines, burning of white phosphorus, example of spontaneous combustion. White phosphorus, if allowed to lie openly, then it starts burning on itself. Next is explosive combustion. Combustion reaction that occurs suddenly with the evolution of a large amount of gases, heat, light and sound is known as explosive combustion, such as firecrackers. When we light firecrackers, explosion occurs, and in that explosion a very large amount of heat and light and sound is produced. So that is explosive combustion. Students, next is a flame is a reason where combustion of a fuel takes place to produce heat and light, and that combustion of fuel in its gaseous form. What is the mean of this? Just such as magnesium, when burnt on every substance burned in the presence of oxygen, then this fuel converts into its gaseous form, such as magnesium oxide. So we call that where combustion of a fuels, a flame is a reason where combustion of a fuels in its gaseous form, when fuel is burned in the presence of oxygen, that is combined with oxygen, and that is its gaseous form, that is gaseous forms of fuels. So takes place to produce, and along with that heat and light is generated. So this is flame. And here two types of fuel or substance: the substance which vaporize or substance which does not vaporize during burning process. The substance which vaporize during burning gives flames, and the substance which does not vaporize does not give flame. The substance which vaporize, example kerosene oil and molten wax, and the substance which does not vaporize, example charcoal. And here molten wax candle you are seeing here, and this candle is made up by the wax candle this is, and in wax is a fuel in which carbon is present. When we give heat to this wick is a thread. Wick is the thread part of this candle. When we ignited this thread, then after this wax in which carbon is present, or wax is made up by the carbon, starts to melt, and after melt further it converts into vaporized form. So this is vapor, and in this this vapor, because of this vapor molten wax gives flames during burning process. And how does it burn? Now let's understand. This is the different zones of candle flame. You know that combustion process always takes place in the presence of oxygen, and it is an important concept. Complete combustion or incomplete combustion. Complete combustion takes place when plenty of air is available, sufficient amount of air available, such as candle having carbon particles in it, or candle that is made up by wax, and wax contain in its carbon. So carbon, when vaporized wax burned, it means carbon burned in the presence of oxygen and gets converted into CO2, heat and light. So this is complete combustion. And when an incomplete combustion takes place, it means there is plenty of air not present and sufficient amount of oxygen gas is not present, then incomplete combustion takes place. And when incomplete combustion takes place, when unburned carbon particle release along with carbon monoxide gas and along with some heat, and here not a much amount of heat is produced during the incomplete combustion. So depending on this process, candles have three zones: first, second and third. And at the first zone, innermost zone of unburnt wax vapor, it means wax vapor does not get burns in that region, because in that region oxygen is not present. So in the absence of oxygen, substance cannot be burnt, so unburnt wax vapor present in this region. And this is the middle zone in which sufficient amount of oxygen is not present. So in this second region, incomplete combustion takes place. As a result, unburnt carbon particle and carbon monoxide gas here produced, and this region is a luminous region, and this region's heat is a moderate heat. This region have moderate heat. And third zone is outermost zone of complete combustion. Here sufficient amount of oxygen present, so waxed vapor completely burns, producing carbon dioxide and heat and light. So this is outermost zone of complete combustion and having blue color, and middle zone of partial combustion having yellow color. This is three zones, and third zone is the hottest part because here complete combustion takes place. Goldsmith blow the outermost zone of a flame with a metallic blow pipe for melting gold and silver. They use the outermost zone because it is the hottest part. So for melting gold and silver, goldsmith use the outermost zone of a flame for melting the gold and silver, because outermost zone of a flame having highest heat and having a higher temperature. Students, next is fuel. The sources of heat energy for domestic and industrial purposes are mainly wood, charcoal, petrol, kerosene, etc. And these substances are called fuels. Characteristics of ideal fuel. It is readily available and easily available. It is cheap. It burns easily in air at a moderate rate. It produces a large amount of heat. It does not leave behind any undesirable substances or like ash, such as we burn wood, then wood leaves ashes or ashes and undesirable substances. Next is fuel efficiency. Calorific value of a fuel. The amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of fuel is called its calorific value. That what amount of heat energy given by the complete combustion of 1 kg of a fuel, that we call its calorific value. The calorific value of a fuel is expressed in a unit called kilojoule per kg. Why? Because here we take the energy given by 1 kg of fuel. So when we burn 1 kg of fuel, and when it give energy in the form of kilojoule. So the unit of calorific value is kilojoule per kg. That 1 kg of fuel, how much amount of heat energy give, and that heat and that energy is measured in the form of kilojoule. Next is burning of fuels leads to harmful products. The burning of fuel leads to harmful products. The increasing fuel consumption has harmful effects on the environment. First is carbon fuels like wood, coal, petroleum release unburnt carbon particles, and these fine particles are dangerous pollutants causing respiratory disease such as asthma. And when carbon particles are released when incomplete combustion takes place of fuel, then unburnt carbon particles release. Incomplete combustion of these fuels give carbon monoxide. It is a very poisonous gas and it is dangerous to burn coal in a closed room, because the carbon monoxide gas produced during the burning of coal in a closed room can kill person sleeping in that room, because you know that during the incomplete combustion carbon monoxide gas release. Next is increased concentration of carbon dioxide, because burning of fuels increase the concentration of carbon dioxide, and because of carbon dioxide gas temperature of environment gets increased, that leads to global warming. So carbon dioxide released by combustion of most fuels in the air is believed to cause global warming. Next is burning of coal and diesel release sulfur dioxide. Burning of coal and diesel release sulfur dioxide. Moreover, petrol engines give off gaseous oxides of nitrogen. So oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, which are obtained by the burning of coal and diesel and by burning of petrol respectively, and these oxides dissolve in rainwater. And when because these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen nitrogen present in atmosphere, and when rain comes, it means rainwater gets dissolved in these oxides and form acids. Such rain is called acid rain. Such as these are the sulfur dioxide and this is a nitric oxide, and when it gets dissolved with water, which formula is H2 and water formula is H2, then SO2 and H2O combine and form acid H2SO4, and here acid is formed, that is HNO3. That oxides of sulfur and oxide of nitrogen, that is produced by the burning of fuel, that gets mixed with rainy water and form acid. That rain we call acid rain. It is a very harmful for crops, building and soil. The use of diesel and petrol as fuels in automobiles is being replaced by CNG, because CNG produce less harmful products in very small amounts, and CNG is a cleaner fuel.